For a second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
U-Sports on CBC, presented by les championnats U-Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Veriburn Medical Supplies, Les Bagues Baron Rings, APAR, and by BioSteel.
We are athletes.
Do you know what Husky athletes are made of?
Determination.
Hustle.
Resilience.
We're part of a team and a community.
We work hard for every goal.
And every grade.
Do you know what Husky athletes become?
Pharmacists.
Teachers.
Professionals.
Olympians.
When you invest in student athletes, you invest in the future.
When you elevate her, you elevate the game.
Watch women win.
Everyone watches Husky women's sports.
See her.
Be her.
Welcome to the 2025 U-Sports Women's Volleyball Championship on CBC. I'm Amber Mera alongside Adam Dionker as we get set to bring you this U-Sports Women's Volleyball National Final match between the host and number 3 seed University of Manitoba Bisons against the number 5 University of Montreal Carabins. Now, after 2 days of very competitive matches, the Manitoba Bisons and the Montreal Carabins are the only two teams to remain undefeated, earning their way to this 2025 U-Sports Women's Volleyball Gold Medal match. The Manitoba Bisons needed 4 sets to win in each of their matches so far this weekend, defeating the St. Mary's Huskies out of Halifax in the quarterfinal and then conquering the 2-time defending champions, the UBC Thunderbirds, last night in an incredible 4-set semifinal. Now, the Montreal Carabins played giant killer last night, defeating the number 1 seed Alberta Pandas in straight sets and ending the Pandas' 22-match win streak. The Carabins came back from 5-point deficits in both the first and third set to advance to this final today, proving that their defensive determination and dominant service pressure can dismantle any team.
There are so many pieces to these individual puzzles that have earned their way to this national final. But we are going to highlight one from each team that have been crucial to their success so far in the national championships. First, for the Montreal Carabins, it is their 5th year and captain, Florence Clouthier, the outside hitter from Montreal, Quebec. The captain showcased her poise and her power in yesterday night's semifinal victory as she seemed to be unstoppable when her team needed her most. Her impact on all sides of the game included 10 kills on an efficient 26% hitting efficiency, along with 8 digs and 1 service ace. Florence's team leans on her to be the calm and steady presence, which will be crucial in their pursuit of their first ever national championship title. On the Manitoba Bison side, it is fifth-year libero Julia Arnold, the arts student from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and Canada West Conference's Libero of the Year. She put on a show here at Investors Group and Athletics Center in the Bisons' 3-1 semifinal victory against a very physical UBC Thunderbirds team. She was named player of the game in that semifinal, where she racked up a match-high 22 digs in 4 sets, extending rallies with phenomenal reactions, with an answer to just about everything the T-Birds threw her way. She's going to need to be sharp again in this national final, as the Carabin offense will be firing at the Bisons from all positions on the court.
Now let's introduce you to tonight's officials. The first official, Sarah Maxwell Bunyan, and the second official for this evening's match, Andrew Robb. The lines people are Stino Saragusa, Crystal Smith, Paige McDonald, and Wynn LaFleur.
These referees and line judges have had a long weekend in their own right, Amber. They have done a phenomenal job. We want to give each and every individual credit for officiating such a fantastic tournament thus far, and kudos to these two first and second officials for being selected to manage this gold medal match.
The atmosphere here at Investors Group Athletic Center is electric. It's always a nice story when the Nationals host makes it to the final and can play in front of their home squad. Bisons fans showed up, but some folks also making the trek from Montreal, but they are going to have to keep some poise in what is hostile home territory here for the Bisons. Now, let's introduce you to the starters for Montreal. Number 4 on the outside, Florence Lapointe. Now their captain, 5th year outside, and our one to watch, Florence Cloutier. The setter, number 10, Sarah McLaughlin. In the middle, number 12, Julia Lontier. Also in the middle, number 15, Miriam Keza Torini. On the opposite side, number 19, Melissa Georgievich. And last but certainly not least, their libero, number 7, Ilona Milon. Now we will bring you the Manitoba starting lineup shortly, coming up after the break, live from the University of Manitoba in Winnipeg. You're watching the 2025 Youth Sports Volleyball Gold Medal Match on CBC.
Bisons are on the move, always on the go, charging ahead, making a difference in Manitoba and around the world. In transportation, in Canadian football, and in journalism. Where can you find Bisons? Right here, at the center of it all.
Finishing up the in-house hype video here for Manitoba. We will get you their starters in just a moment. If you can hear us on the broadcast, it is loud in here. As Adam takes off his headphones and holds them up to the crowd. There's the Bisons men's volleyball squad coming to show their support. All right, starting now for Manitoba. 5th year left side, number 9, Light Uchechiku. 4th year setter, number 12, Katrina Bentley. Fourth year outside, number 13, Andy Almonte. Fourth year middle, number 23, Eve Kojo. Third year outside, number 25, Rhea Surings. Fourth year middle, number 27, Brenna Badowski. And last but certainly not least, our one to watch for Manitoba, number 14, Julia Arnold.
The Manitoba Bisons last hosted the Women's Volleyball National Championships in 2001, where the host Bisons captured their 5th national title, defeating the RSEC representative Sherbrooke Verteor 3-1 in 2001. Flash forward 24 years, and here we are again. The Bisons once again in the national final on home court with the RSEC champions standing in the way of their now 8th national championship in program history. The Carabins are looking to prevent history from repeating itself and capture their very first national title here tonight. Montreal was last in the national championship final in 2008, where they took home the silver medal. The Carabins have already knocked off 2 higher-seeded opponents in this tournament and have Manitoba in their sights to finish off their journey to the gold in just their 2nd national final appearance. It is Rhea Surings, the National Player of the Year, starting things off with a kill for the Manitoba side.
That'll bring Eve Kojo back to serve for the Bisons. Pass up by Milan. Flicking it back to Georgievich, off the block, out of bounds, kill for Montreal.
Really composed start from the 2 main offensive options for each of these teams in Rhea Surings and Georgievich. Managing emotions is going to be so important in this game, Amber, as this environment is bonkers. It is so loud in here. These players are fired up. And if you can channel that energy in the right way, like Brenna Badowski did on that 31 kill, you are going to be playing at your best in this atmosphere. Fantastic run from Manitoba.
That brings Light Uchechukwu back to serve. Serve is good. Pass up by Cloutier. Going outside to the point. Dug up beautifully by Arnold. Now Almonte on the attack. Causing some challenges here for the Carabins, but they're able to corral, send over a free ball, and a finesse touch from Brenna Badowski. Back-to-back points out of the middle.
This is the Montreal identity that we've come to know at the national championships, Amber. They are so gritty on defense. They pick up and get at least 2 or 3 contacts on just about every rally. You really have to stay resilient and wear them down. Manitoba getting that done in that moment with the tip.
Uchechukwu serve, pass up by Cloutier, going out to the point, and an absolute bounce from Florence to the point.
Just a first-year player, Amber. Is that not remarkable? What a big stage she's now put in, and she's producing, not shying away from this big stage at all with that kill.
The point's now back to serve. Pass up from Almonte, puts Bentley on the run, but she's able to tee it up for Surings. Picked up by Arnold, free ball sent over by Manitoba. Good opportunity here for the Carabins, and they opt to go to the step, but it's blocked. Play continues. Back to Surings on the right, down the line, and a net violation called on the Carabins.
Really unfortunate that that rally ends with the net violation, as it was just remarkable defense on display once again from Montreal. That dig down the line by Ilona Milan was massive on Rhea Surings. She's going to need more of that as the night goes on. It's going to send the weapon, Rhea Surings, to the service line.
Pass up by Lapointe. Back row attack now from Georgievich. Nice slow down by the Bisons block. In the middle, Badowski, another bounce and a beautiful dig from Milan. Free ball sent over. Teeing it up now to the C-ball run for Georgievich, recycled off the block. Looking in the middle and some scrambles, but it will be a block for Manitoba, shutting down Kaiser Turini.
Montreal has been more successful than any other team at these national championships this weekend at converting in the middle in transition. Perhaps Coach Ken Bentley has picked up on that in his preparation for this final, as Brenna Badowski was swarming Kaiser Torvignier there for that block. Great resilience and game planning from the Manitoba block.
Cloutier's attack dug up beautifully by Uchichukwu, and a swing from Rhea Surings working around the Carabin block.
This is what she does, Amber. The back-to-back U Sports Player of the Year, just in her third season. And let's not forget that one extra season she played, her first season, also the U Sports Rookie of the Year. So she has not gone a season in this league without winning a major award.
Pass up by Milan, going back row to Georgievich, off the block, and it might have gone out of bounds, but Kaiser Turini gets caught up and will touch it on its way out.
Montreal is tasting a bit of their own medicine right now, as they were so dominant against Alberta in their semifinal yesterday from the blocking standpoint. Manitoba has really flipped that script on them, and they have been in all sorts of trouble with the big Manitoba block.
Service error from Rhea Surings, as she did put quite a bit of pressure on the Carabin there, so a job well done from the service line, but we'll throw that one out the back. That'll bring around Kaiser Turini now to serve for the Carabin. Pass up from Uchichukwu. And a little fake there from Badowski. She opts to go with her left hand, and another block from Badowski. She is one that the Bisons are looking to activate early as a threat, and she has done a phenomenal job so far in this first set.
2 solo blocks in the middle for Brenna Badowski. We're just 11 points into this match. That is incredible production from Brenna Badowski. She's now back to serve for her Bisons.
Nice pass up from the Carabin, tipped over, and a nice touch on the ball from Florence Cloutier.
We highlighted Cloutier as our player to watch for the Carabin, and she will not be the most physical player for Montreal. She will not be the flashiest, but she is certainly the most composed and consistent, and that right there where she managed what was a pretty poor set from McLaughlin, turned it into a kill. She's going to need to continue to be that steady piece of this Carabin offense.
Andy Almonte now back to serve for the Bisons. Trading a couple of service errors here as Almonte's serve also finds the net.
Manitoba's got to be careful now, as that's back-to-back missed serves, one from Rhea Surings and now one from Andy Almonte. They're leaving the door cracked open for a Montreal Carabin team that has no quit in them, not a single ounce. They got to continue to apply the pressure, as that's exactly what Cloutier does there with that serve. Manitoba's on the run a bit.
Recycled off the block. Uchichukwu with another opportunity. That time, Griffin down the line makes it.
Massive swing from the co-captain of the Manitoba Bisons. Look at her just turn that ball down the line, taking exactly what the Montreal block gave her.
Bentley now back to serve for U of M. It's a nice serve, but passed up beautifully by Milan. And a nice transition, or side out, I should say, for the Carabins. LaPointe picking up the kill.
That's 2 kills on only 3 attempts for Florence LaPointe. She has had a phenomenal start to this national final.
Lantier there with the serve, and good enough for an ace. Julia Lantier.
As a team in that semifinal win over Alberta, the Carabins racked up so many aces. Their service pressure was out of this world. They had 13 aces in 3 sets against the #1 team, Alberta.
Nice deep swing there from Reyes Fleury. Not doing anything too fancy on that attack, just taking good care of the ball. You can see here she gets a lane on the outside of the block. She'll use and abuse that.
These teams have already seen so much of one another. I'm already seeing head coach Olivier Trudel making an adjustment on the Manitoba left sides. He's now going to push them over to seal the line, take that shot away.
But an ace from Eve Katojo. She's not one that we typically see as a big threat from the service line. She's often subbed out for Chloe Ellerbach, more so for service consistency, but executing with an ace when it matters most.
The 2025 U Sports Men's Volleyball Championship, presented by Sunrise Credit Union, is headed to the campus of Brandon University from March 21st through 23rd. Ticket packages for the tournament are almost sold out. Scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen or visit usportstickets.ca to guarantee your seat. The 2025 U Sports Men's Volleyball Championship, presented by Sunrise Credit Union in Brandon, Manitoba. Chase the glory. That's exactly what these two teams are trying to do here, Amber, and we're getting a great visual during that timeout of just how many fans there are in the crowd for this match. Now, we do have a sideline reporter with us here, Jared Brown. He's going to come in and give us a little bit of insight from that Montreal timeout. Jared, what did you get in terms of insight from Montreal?
Guys, hey guys, obviously very hard for Montreal to hear each other in the timeout. They were huddled quite closely together, but coach kind of sounds like he was saying he likes the way they weathered the early storm, just got to get a side out here, keep chipping away.
Thanks for that quick update, Jared. Eve Katojo to serve out of the timeout. Serve sails a bit long.
You know, I have to agree with head coach Olivier Trudel there, Amber, with that insight from Jared Brown out of their timeout. They have played a very great start to this match. Manitoba has had to earn almost all of their points. Nothing free coming from Montreal. That's the identity they need in this final.
Suring's on the attack. Perfect positioning from Milan. Going outside, and it'll be Florence LaPointe picking up yet another kill. She has been remarkably efficient early in this first set.
She is a first-year player for the Montreal Carabins. She did spend a few seasons in the CEGEP League in the college system in Quebec, so she's definitely a younger athlete, but not someone lacking experience by any stretch of the imagination.
Uche Chukwu blows up the Carabin block. That goes well out of bounds. Uche Chukwu now will serve for Manitoba. Pass up from Milan. Back to Kaiser Turini, and that is a textbook step.
Absolutely it is, Amber. Miriam Kaiser Tourigny, second team All-Canadian this season, and it's for that display of athleticism, working so hard to get around all the way out to the pin, and just a perfect set from her setter, McLaughlin.
Serve from LaPointe will go long. That'll bring Rhea Surings back to serve now for U of M. a service error off the hand of Racers.
We're seeing teams sort of trade missed serves here, Amber, and I feel like we're maybe finding a bit of that flow for these athletes as they came out of the gate so excited. The adrenaline dump that must have come from being so high coming out of the gate with this giant crowd. Maybe we're starting to plateau a little bit and find some mistakes on each side.
Out to Almonte, swinging deep, contact at the back line there for the Carabins, and Almonte with the kill.
Almonte is a remarkable athlete. Very good jumper, incredibly quick on her feet, but I feel that attack right there is her getting to a level we just have not seen her. She was jumping out of the gym for that kill, Amber, going well over top of the Montreal block.
Badowski serve pass up by Milan. Going back row to Djordjevic, and she catches lots of hands of the Bisons, blocked for the kill.
Milica Djordjevic is so dynamic in what she does and the offense she brings to the Carabins. That's a kill out of the C-ball position. We're going to see her hit a step-like attack on the right. We're going to see her hit pipe. She's going to be everywhere. Keep your eyes out as she's always on the move.
Dig goes right into the hands of Katojo, well covered by Djordjevic. Cloutier scooped up by Uchichukwu. Back row attack from Surings, dug up by Lapointe. Cloutier looking down the line and a net violation called on Cloutier.
Yeah, there's no debate there from Florence Cloutier. She knows that she got caught in that moment. Unfortunate result. That's been a few times now that the Carabins have been penalized for their net violations. Again, big stage right now, a lot of energy in this building. They need to try and corral that, keep themselves clean.
Almonte to serve. The pass goes right into the hands of Uchichukwu, but the dig is there for the points. Back row attack now from her. Recycled off the block. The points, another back row opportunity. This one will stick for Manitoba. Yves Katojo with the block.
We have seen in a variety of matches throughout this season, the Manitoba Bisons block elect to stay down on a majority, I would say, of back row attacks. Clearly a different game plan for them in this national final. They know the threats they're up against in the front and back row. Great read blocking from Uchichukwu and Katojo to be up on Lapointe's back row pipe.
All the way out to Cloutier. That is a tough ball. As it's traveling so far, and it gives the Bisons blockers a lot of time to get set. You can see exactly how that panned out right in that replay. Katojo knew exactly where that one was going. Pass up from Milan. Another block for Katojo, this time out of the middle on Lantier. That is block number 6 for the Manitoba Bison. That is a phenomenal feat in one set alone. What a start here for the home team. They are up 19-12 as the Carabins use their second and final timeout.
Fans, U Sports wants to hear from you about your viewing experience. Visit usportsfans.ca to join our fan advisory panel. Tell us about yourself and help share future U Sports Championship broadcasts by giving us your feedback for your chance to win U Sports prizes. Join the U Sports fan panel at usportsfans.ca. Amber, there may be several individuals tuning in here on CBC Sports where this might be some of their first exposure to U Sports women's volleyball, and I pose the question, how can you not be a fan of what we have had the privilege to consume throughout this entire weekend? And this start to the gold medal match, despite it being a sizable Manitoba Bisons lead, has been no different. We've now got Jared Brown back from the timeout here, still gathering some insight. Jared, what do you have for us here after the second and final timeout of the Carabins?
I don't think I've ever seen this before, guys. The Montreal players actually are cupping their ears just so they can hear Coach Trudel. They're squatted down so low to the ground, and he's yelling at them. They have their ears covered just so they can hear the information. I don't think they're catching anything that he's saying.
Hard to make adjustments if you have no idea what coach wants adjusted. That is home court advantage at its finest.
Tricky pass there going out to Cloutier, but she'll power through the block. That is a solid attack from Cloutier. It's coming from behind her head, more or less.
Very difficult attack. Look here, she's tracking that ball from the start of her approach. Amber, that was our highlight for pregame. In moments like that, she is so consistent and clutch. Getting out of that Manitoba run coming out of the timeout, that's a huge point for Cloutier.
Tojo popping it deep. Roll shot sent over deep by the Carabins. Outside now to Uchechukwu, dug up by Milan. Back row attack from Cloutier. She's looking for the pop, but Arnold is all over it. Back to Surings, and she's looking for the tip, and it's just short enough to catch the Montreal Carabins on their heels.
In yesterday's semifinal against Alberta, the Carabins were caught on a number of occasions reaching back at the net and kind of blowing that tip opportunity out the back by reaching. Clearly was addressed by the Carabins for their game plan to not reach back, maybe to their detriment in that point.
That's a nice attack from Lanthier, but handled nicely by Manitoba. They're able to recover and send over a free ball. But it'll be Georgievich with the step around to pick up the kill for the Carabins.
So deceptive in that approach from Georgievich. She almost shot inside and then finished with that step approach to the outside, completely spreading the Manitoba block.
We have a sub for the Carabins. Charlotte Villedo coming in. She's going to come in to serve for Julia Lanthier.
This has been a regular service sub for the Carabins in this national championship weekend. She's been fantastic, not just from the service side, but also defensively in the back when given the opportunity.
Katrina Bentley laying out for that second contact. Free ball sent over, tipped over now by the Carabins. Opportunity for Uchechukwu off the block. That takes Bentley out of the equation. Surings on the attack. Once again, recycled off the block. Surings another chance down the line, picked up nicely by McLaughlin. And it'll be a block for Manitoba to lock up Georgievich on the right side. What a beautiful rally and a phenomenal display of youth sports volleyball.
Eve Katojo has 4 blocks to her name already in this match. Her nickname for the Manitoba Bisons is Slam, and she is proving that right here in the gold medal match. That is phenomenal production for her so far in this game.
Now, there were a lot of block opportunities there for the Carabins in that rally as well, but the Bisons covering their hitters so effectively. They're picking up basically every recycled block opportunity the Carabins put in front of them. Nice deep attack there. Surings looking to cut it cross court, sends it a bit wide on the far sideline.
That was a remarkable set from Sarah McLaughlin there. She was fading away outside the 3-meter line and still forced a middle set to Miriam Kaiser Tourignier. That location is elite.
Georgievich's serve is, we'll give her an assist on that one as the pass from Manitoba goes right into the hands of Kaiser Turini.
Bisons have to be very careful in this rotation as Georgievich single-handedly clawed her Carabin out of a set 1 hole against Alberta last night with 4 aces.
Nice cross-court attack. Light Uchechukwu.
That is her favorite shot on the right side in the one rotation that she has the luxury to attack from. Just that cross-court, cross-body power that Uchechukwu generates. Phenomenal play from the 5th-year Winnipeg native.
She's now back to serve. Pass up. Going for the step is Kaiser Turini, dug by Arnold. Outside now to Almonte, looking down the line, cut off by Georgievich. Teeing up on the left side, but Florence Lapointe looked like that powered through the block, bobbled in front of the net. Nice attack from the rookie. Substitution coming on the floor. Emily Bourque is coming in to serve for Florence Lapointe. Been a pretty common substitution for the Carabins. Bourque serve pass up right on the dot by Almonte, and Surings gets a full one-on-one. That is not something you can do for Rhea Suring. But the perfect pass opened up every lane for Manitoba, just completely locked up the Carabin block.
23-17, Manitoba has cruised in this first set. They're just 2 points away from sealing this first one.
Suring's the serve, handled nicely by Milan. Outside Cloutier. Nice slowdown by the Bison block. Quick set to Badowski. Good coverage there by the Carabin, and a transition middle to Kaiser Turini.
Impressive athleticism from Kaiser Tourigny as she just had no approach. She was standing at the net, wasn't sure if she was supposed to take that free ball, sort of got tangled up in the mix, but was still able to get herself off the ground, be an attack option, and more than that, put the point on the board and end the service run from Rhea Surings.
She's now back to serve. The deep flow passed up by Arnold right into the hands of Julia Lanthier.
Kaiser Tourigny has this sort of dying art of this very long, deep, standing float serve, but she has caused problems for every team they've played this weekend with this serve.
Have a substitution on the floor as well for Manitoba. Number 7, Ella Gray, checking in to relieve Later to Chukwu. Pass up from Gray, puts Bentley on the run. Almonte cross court. Well executed swing from Almonte. Just going deep to the corner. Once again, she is not a flashy player, but she is an effective player.
And very mature in that moment, Amber. Didn't get greedy and try and swing for the floor. She knew they were getting a very tough serve from the Carabin. She just needed to make sure that that ball was in play, and she does it one better with the kill and a set point opportunity for Manitoba. It's Badowski serving.
Serve will sail a few feet out the back. Carabin can breathe a collective sigh of relief, but they have a lot of work to do to fend off these several Bison set point opportunities. Sarah McGlashan back to serve. Pass up from Gray is right on the money. Back to Surings on the Seagull run. Without a block in sight, the Bison will take this first set 25-20. They seem to be comfortably in the driver's seat. Carabin will need to come back in set 2 with an answer. You are watching the 2025 U Sports Women's Volleyball Championship on CBC.
Bisons are on the move, always on the go, charging ahead, making a difference in Manitoba and around the world, in transportation, in Canadian football, and in journalism. Where can you find Bisons? Right here, at the center of it all.
This is more than just a game. This is about who rules the court. The U Sports Basketball Championships, March 13th to 16th on CBC Gem.
Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Le sport en direct sur ICTou.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ICTou.tv.
CBC is Canada's home for university sports action. The nation's top university women's and men's basketball teams are in Vancouver this weekend. The 2025 Indochino U Sports Final 8 presented by Victory Creative Group. Now, the women's game is happening right now at 7 p.m. Eastern on Sportsnet. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. Now, we do have Jared Brown joining us for another update from what the coaches talked about between sets. Jared, what's the news?
First things first, the Manitoba side just spoke with Michelle Sawatsky-Coop. She loved how aggressive they served, got Montreal to assist them a lot, but they felt they were still very disciplined on their serve. She thought they stayed very calm in all the craziness of this year. She didn't think the girls got too excited. On the Montreal side, one thing I noticed, a bit of confusion with the substitution there at the end. When Borg came in, they actually tried, they were only going to play with 5 players. Kaiser turned, they didn't come off. So lots to watch here, but we'll see how things go in the second set.
Thanks for that update, Jared. Yeah, the atmosphere in here is electric and a lot of poise on display on the court between these two teams. They've been preparing for this all year, and it'll be Montreal with first kill here in set 2.
You know, one thing that's jumping out on the stat sheet for me, Amber, we have the first set summary. Montreal never led in that first set. I know it's just 1-0 in the start of this second set. Make that 1-1 now after the kill out of the middle from Eve Katojo. But playing from behind, your mindset and your approach is so much different than having the luxury of playing with the lead. Hopefully Montreal can get a taste of that opportunity here in this second set at some point, as Manitoba, as I said, have already equalized it again.
Katojo to serve. Pass out by Cloutier. Cloutier swinging out of the back row, just to the open court as Bentley releases to the net.
Again, the variety of Carabin offense that they can throw your way. Broken play, they're not afraid to go to the pipe. We will see Cloutier go behind the setter in the back row as well. They will go anywhere and everywhere to get their best opportunity.
Uchichuku on the attack and a well-established block. Look at that, was all Kaiser Turini.
Montreal needed that to slow down the Manitoba offense and, more importantly, put some points on the board from the blocking standpoint. In the first set, Manitoba had 7 total blocks to the Carabin 0. So getting one early in this second set will do heaps for their confidence.
Nice deep swing there from Surings, causing some trouble here for the Carabin. Tipped over. And that just catches Katrina Bentley camping a little too far forward, and nice court vision from the point.
Match number 3 this weekend for each of these teams, which means they have had plenty of opportunity to collect film on one another. That is sort of a dead spot in the Manitoba defense that clearly the Carabin had discussed coming into this game, because that tip from Lapointe was beautifully executed. CBC is the home of university sports in Canada. Catch the best U Sports women's hockey teams as they face off in the 2025 Miller Waste Systems U Sports Women's Hockey Championship in Woolwich, Ontario. The action begins next Thursday, March 20th on CBC Gem, CBCSports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. Now, Jared, you've just come from the University of Manitoba timeout. Different situation for them right now than we've seen at all in this gold medal match. What's the vibe?
Coach Bentley spent a lot of time talking to his setter, Katrina, there. Hasn't liked her set selection so far to start this set. And then just reminding them that there's still a lot of balls coming from the back row with Montreal. Got to be prepared from the back row attack. But I think he really just wanted to try to stop this right now, keep the crowd engaged, not let them lose their way here as well.
Yeah, a dangerous server at the line for the Carabin, and Georgievich. See what you can do out of that timeout. Another tough serve, pass up by Arnold. Ichichuku tipping deep, nicely covered by Cloutier. Back for Georgievich, and the Bison block will break the service run. Nice transition.
Coach Ken Bentley in his 39th season with Manitoba. Nothing will give him more happiness and more pride than when he makes that adjustment in the timeout and immediately his Manitoba Bisons put it into practice, taking away that back row attack from Djordjevic. Great answer from Manitoba out of their timeout.
Pass up from Milan, going to Cloutier in the back row, bounces off the net, taking Bentley out of the equation. Suring swinging deep, cut off by Cloutier. Outside now to Lapointe, recycled off the block. Another opportunity for the Carabins. Bentley with the dig. Arnold teeing it up for Almonte, looking down the line, but Djordjevic is all over it. Lapointe on the tip, picked up by Bentley. Suring looking deep once again, and a very high dig from Cloutier. Lapointe on the attack. A one-handed dig from Arnold. Almonte looking for the deep corner, but it does go out of bounds. But some phenomenal volleyball on display in that extended rally.
That's our first mega rally of this gold medal match, Amber, with each side picking up at least 4 or 5 digs in spectacular fashion. That is the Carabin identity right there. They're going to wear you out and wait for you to make a mistake. Andy Almonte playing right into their hand there.
The point serve pass by Arnold is an absolute dime. Dug up nicely on the attack from Badowski. And Cloutier going off the Manitoba block and out of bounds for the kill. The Manitoba block has been so solid that I appreciate the Carabins looking to use the block to their advantage. They can't just swing right into it, so well established, but how can we use it to score? Bentley, a one-handed set, lays out an absolute platter for Brenna Badowski.
The Canada West's assist leader, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 consecutive seasons in Katrina Bentley. It puts on display why she is as good as it gets out of the West as when it comes to setting the ball.
Surings with the serve, pass up from Milan. Flicking it back to Kaiser Turini for the kill.
Fantastic set selection there from McLaughlin. She gets a one-on-one with Almonte and Kaiser Tourigny. That is the matchup you want if you are the blue, and they execute beautifully. 4-point lead, their biggest of this match so far.
Kaiser Tourigny's serve sails a bit long. That'll bring Brenna Badowski to the line for Manitoba. Serve is good, causing some trouble here on reception from Montreal, but a well-handled, disciplined attack there from Cloutier.
That set from the setter of the Carabins, Sarah McLaughlin, was unbelievably perfect, Amber. She was facing the crowd and put that back bump exactly where you want it as a left side. Just remarkable touch by the setter of the Carabin.
Almonte tipping into the pot, nicely covered by Cloutier. She'll now be on the attack, tipping herself. Suring scoops it up. Almonte, another opportunity, slamming that one in front of the Carabin blocker.
Julia Lamphinier was so close to locking that ball up and extending that Carabin run. Just sort of in that, what we call the Bermuda Triangle at the net of a blocker, where there is a little bit of room between the net tape and your arms. That's exactly where Almonte slipped that one home.
Almonte now back to serve. Pass up there from Lapointe, flicking it back to Djordjevic, picked up by Almonte. Surings out of the C-ball run with a short, cheeky tip. Surings has been successful on that look a couple times now. What's the story there?
I mean, I've used this line a few times this weekend, but her reputation precedes herself. Yeah. They know that she is so physically capable of ripping that ball past the block or off it that when she decides to change the pace, she's going to catch the defense on their heels more often than not.
Pass up from Cloutier is right in the setter's pocket. She gets the give and go, but will send it long on the attack. Perhaps looking for some high blocking hands, but will be out of bounds.
It's one of those misses that coaches will be okay with, Amber.
Yeah.
She's clearly trying to be aggressive. They're playing with the lead so she can take a bit more risk, and she didn't miss the hands of the Manitoba block by much. Very consistent, steady player for the Carabins, I'd imagine, and I would love to see McLaughlin go right back to her here to correct that mistake.
Pass up by Milan. And a bit of a miscommunication there for the Carabins. Ujichukwu, a massive attack from Light Ujichukwu as she cuts across court with authority.
That two-headed monster, and make that three-headed monster of the Manitoba outsides. It's either Surinks or it's Almonte, or in this situation, it's Ujichukwu, all of which are coming at you with a lot of power. What an angle.
Almonte now to serve for U of M. Pass up by Cloutier. She gets the give and go on the right side. Nice slow down by the Bisons block. Teeing it up for Almonte in the pipe run, but out the back it goes.
That is the sigh of relief that the Carabins can now have. Sort of Manitoba breaking their own service run with that mistake, but it allows the Carabins to go back, try and get back on a run of their own here.
Cloutier to serve. Pass up by Arnold, causing some trouble here for Manitoba. They'll have to send over a free ball. Now it'll be Georgievich. I don't know where she found a spot through the Bison's block. We'll have to get a look on the replay. Just down the outside, beyond the hands of Light Ujichukwu. Pass up by Arnold. Stirring, swinging away, right to the corner. She goes to the pin.
That is such a nice broken play swing from Rhea Surings. Just reaching high and attacking that ball into the last foot of the court. Great defensive scheme there from the Carabins, but that ball almost had a bit of side spin to it where it sort of drew away from Cloutier and into the seam. Nice kill from Manitoba's offensive leader.
Bit of a bounce off the net there from Lapointe, and Surings ripping down the line. That goes right back into her kitchen. She gets another chance. This will be opportunity number 3. Once again off the block. Will it be number 4? And there it is for Rhea Surings. She was hungry and she got rewarded.
You can slow her down, but it is a different beast to stop her outright, and that's not just the likes of Rhea Surings. That is her collective 5 teammates behind her, covering attack after attack after attack, giving her the trust that she's going to put one away.
Yeah, I love that option from Bentley. Just let her cook. Recycled off the block for the Carabins. A massive dig from Julia Arnold, and Bentley not quite able to pull that one off the net. We're in for a lot of exciting volleyball. You can just feel the energy after these extended rallies, after these big moments. This is what a gold medal match is all about.
And it's a stage that allows sort of heroes to be found. And I'm seeing Florence Lapointe step up to the plate as just a rookie in this game. She is matching the physicality of any Manitoba attacker. She continues to rip, that time dug by Arnold.
Surings off-speed shot. And Lapointe lays out for it. She gets a jump on the read, but Rhea Surings just really digging into her bag on these shot selections.
11-11 here in the second set. Of course, Manitoba does lead 1-0 in this gold medal match. It's Eve Katojo back to serve.
Pass up from Milan. Back row attack from Cloutier as she tips it over. And a bit of a misconnection, but Podolsky able to send something over. Big swing from the point is dug up by Katojo. Surings absolutely climbing the ladder on that attack. She now has 12 kills in just a set and a half. That is phenomenal. She broke a record just yesterday with 25 kills in a 4 3-set match, and she is already on pace to do more than that.
We cannot stress enough how impressive she is and what a privilege it is to watch her play and put on this show here. Montreal, they've done a phenomenal job to slow her down. There's just not enough hands that they can put up at the net. We're really taking a look at some of these live stats here through this timeout. Obviously, offense has been cooking on both sides of the ball. It's a more balanced offering from the Carabins as they have 3 attackers with over 5 kills. It's been the Rhea Suring show offensively for Manitoba, but defense is its own story. 23 digs as a team for Manitoba, 22 for the Carabins, and that is, what is this, 23 points into the second set collectively? Insane. Jared, you are back from the Montreal timeout. Maybe you had a chance to actually hear something this time. Let us know. What are they up to?
Definitely a lot more composed in this set and the timeouts as they were the first two in the first set. You can definitely hear, they can actually hear each other now. And I think coach is saying, hey, we're playing really well. Okay, we've kind of weathered the storm a little bit. And obviously it's very difficult for me to hear a lot that they're saying, but they don't seem to be as rattled as they were in the first set. You can see it in their play as well.
Thanks for that update, Jared. It'll be Eve Katojo to serve for Manitoba out of that timeout. Pass up by Milan. Going back to Georgievich, recycled off the block. What a recovery from the Carabins. Flicking it back to Uchechukwu, recycled off the Carabin block this time. Now Uchechukwu, another opportunity. She'll go off the hands of the point for the kill. We are seeing a different level of volleyball here in this youth sports gold medal match. This is a phenomenal display of athleticism and just a high octane power these two teams are bringing to the floor. Pass up by Milan, going all the way out to the point as she somehow squeaks that one in front of the Bisons block.
That's a great side out by the Carabins, keeping things close. Just a 1-point deficit now for them, and it puts their most dangerous server in Georgievich back to the line to serve.
Handled nicely by Arnold, back to Uchechukwu as she goes corner to corner. That is a very pivotal side out for Manitoba.
That's all Katrina Bentley as she contorts her body at the net, acrobatically rotating while delivering a money set out to Uchechukwu on the right. Manitoba's offense really seems to be firing on all cylinders right now.
Uchechukwu serve, pass up by Milan. It's very high. And the turn and burn opportunity, McLaughlin just flushes it down. Nothing fancy, but may as well go with the flow on that ball.
It seemed like she was waiting for a block of Manitoba to give her some trouble, but when she made contact and didn't see any Bison opposition, she just dunked that straight down. That's just good court awareness from McLaughlin, being aggressive when the opportunity arises.
Serve from the point, sails long. Now serving for U of M, Rhea Suring. Pass up by Milan, flushed by Almonte, and causes some trouble for the Carabins as they dig it, but send it out of bounds.
The Carabins refuse to let a ball hit the floor, Amber. It has to go off of someone's hands or off of them on a dig. It's remarkable how much effort and resilience they're showing on defense to touch everything. That missed the sideline by a hair. That almost scored on defense for Montreal.
Pass up by Milan, going back to Kaiser Turini, over bump. Cloutier. And that goes right over toward us on the dig of Uchechukwu, and it'll be a kill for Cloutier.
That is the spot in Manitoba's defense that is a little softer than the rock-solid position 5 defense where Julia Arnold camps out. We'll see if maybe the Carabins can start flowing through a few more left side attacks up down the line, but that's going to help as that deep float serve just sort of fell out of the sky for Miriam Kaiser-Tourigny. Great serve and an important ace to build a bit of momentum and a run for her Carabin. That is now her second service ace of the night.
Another tough float. Needs a bit of support. Suring's cutting inside to get an attack on it. Picked up nicely by Georgievich. Back row attack from LaPointe. Nice dig from Suring's. Free ball is going to have to go from Manitoba. Looking outside now to Cloutier. Beautifully dug by Chechekou. Out to Almonte, tipping. Nice recovery from the Carabin. Let's see what Manitoba can do with the free ball. Suring's will be the one to close out yet another mega rally here at IGAT.
The fitness level of these two teams is so impressive. We have not had a very quick rally in so many points. Maybe a missed serve pops in here and there, an ace, but more often than not, these rallies are going 3, 4, 5 opportunities on each side of the net. Nobody has skipped a beat.
Nice side out from the Carabin. Started with a perfect pass. And I like that set selection from McLaughlin to just go to your outside. It's the least predictable option when the pass is that perfect, and Cloutier makes good.
And that is her role on this team. She is the clutch option when they need a side out. Go to your captain, go to your fifth year. She's going to put one on the board. Unfortunately, it's followed up with a missed serve, shutting down any immediate momentum to be built for the Carabin.
Andy Almonte now back to serve for Manitoba. Pass up from LaPointe. Going out to Cloutier. Suring's on the dig. She gets a solid attack off of it. And that goes right into the hands of Eve Katojo as the Carabin try to corral the prowess of Rhea Suring.
This is the first time in 3 matches now that I have had the privilege to see the Carabin play where I'm seeing a bit of frustration on their faces. They have done everything right. Defense is sound, their block is good, but it just seems like these bounces are going in the Manitoba favor, and maybe that's a bit of the home court luck. Whatever it is, it's deflating for any team, but the Carabin, they need to snap out of it and continue to play the way they've been playing.
Back row attack from LaPointe will find the net. The Bisons are the first to 20. And Coach Trudell is going to call a timeout for his Carabin.
Fans, U Sports wants to hear from you about your viewing experience. Visit usportsfans.ca to join our fan advisory panel. Tell us about yourself and help shape future U Sports Championship broadcasts by giving us your feedback for your chance to win U Sports prizes. Join the U Sports fan panel at usportsfans.ca. Amber, just going back to this kind of conversation about fitness. Last year, the Montreal Carabins were the RSEC champions. They made what was sort of a bit of a hiatus for their national championships. They lost in last year's quarterfinals, so out of medal contention immediately in that moment. They are back just a year later, and they are in the gold medal match. So the progression there and the experience that they earned from last year's national championship clearly paying dividends in their opportunity to still strike gold here in Winnipeg. We'll get more to that. Jared, you're coming out of the Manitoba timeout. What's going on with this Bison team who has been comfortably in the driver's seat the last 10 or so points?
Assistant coach Joe Moore just reminding the team that they've earned enough points side out wise now. Basically, it's a situation here where they're up 4 points. They just reminding them what their blocking assignments are. Montreal does have a few different looks coming at them, and just keeping things very simple in the timeout.
Thanks for the update. Jared, it'll be Andy Almonte to serve out of that timeout. Pass up from LaPointe going outside to Cloutier off the block. Another opportunity for the Carabins. Cloutier on the attack. This time off the block and out of bounds. Cloutier picking up the kill.
Who else other than Florence Cloutier to get her team a kill coming out of a timeout in a big moment. I have become such a Florence Cloutier fan in this tournament. She is a remarkable individual on court. Off the court, she's currently working on her second master's degree. She's just a winner.
Nice attack there from Light. Uche Chukwu as she slams that one in front of the Carabin block. Katrina Bentley now at the service line for U of M. Pass up from the point, feeding it right back to her. Nice slowdown by the Bison block. Bentley teeing it up for Suring, so she's looking down the line, but over-rotates a hair as that goes wide on the far sideline.
That just showcases the systematic defense of the Carabin. Sarah McLaughlin is down the line, but she is in such perfect position with her right foot on the sideline that if that ball is even a fraction outside of her body, she knows it's out, and she just almost scoffed at Rhea Suring as that ball traveled outside her body, knowing it was going to be a hitting error.
Nice dig by the Carabin, going back to Georgievich, and a block from Eve Katojo. You can see the emotion on display with these two teams as Katojo celebrates that one with 2 arms in the air and a scream. That is block number 5 for Eve Katojo. A phenomenal feat. Serving sub on the floor for Manitoba, number 11, Chloe Ellerbrock into serve for Katojo. Serve drops perfectly on the end line. That's exactly what you want from a service side.
This Manitoba Bison team has so many individuals that have come from the Junior Bisons club volleyball program. A few of them, including Uchechukwu, Bentley, Arnold, and Ellerbrock, started at 14 and 15U in this program. Ellerbrock, not a starter, but producing in this national final now twice with back-to-back aces late in this second set. It's almost like a storybook ending that they are on their way to with this full circle moment. This is the gym that the Junior Bisons practice in. They grew up in this facility, and for them to have an opportunity to win a national gold here, it's romantic.
Ellerbrock's serve does sail along, but the Bisons have several possible set points to work with. The Carabin, with their backs against the wall, have some work to do, but a very solid, aggressive server at the line in Georgievich.
She got her Carabin out of a hole that was virtually the exact same yesterday in their semifinal. If I'm Manitoba, I'm not happy seeing her at the service line.
Podolsky with the deep swing picked up by Cloutier. Out to the point, but it will find the net. And the Bisons take the second set, 25-19. They are up 2 sets to none. You are watching the 2025 U Sports Women's Volleyball Championship on CBC.
Bisons are on the move, always on the go, charging ahead, making a difference in Manitoba and around the world, in transportation, in Canadian football, and in journalism. Where can you find Bisons? Right here, at the center of it all.
Early mornings, late nights, every rep, every sacrifice leading to this. Fueled by BioSteel, the best get the chance to make their mark. One weekend, one shot at glory.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Le sport en direct sur ICITO.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ICITO.tv.
CBC is the home for university sports in Canada. You can catch the best U Sports men's hockey teams as they face off in the 2025 BioSteel University Cup live from Ottawa. The action begins on Thursday, March 20th at 1 p.m. Eastern on CBC Gem, CBCSports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made.
The Montreal Carabins, their backs are against the wall now, trailing 2-0. Jared, you've just come from a little bit of a tidbit from head coach Olivier Trudel. Tell us, what is going through their minds?
You know, I just wanted to make mention, before the match, I sat and chatted with Coach Trudel, and he mentioned this is the best national championship he's ever been to, from top to bottom, from the beginning to the end. Obviously, he's not worried about that right now, but the interesting tidbit is he said when Coach Bentley called him in the summer and said, we want to come to you at Christmas, Coach Trudel said, you want to come to us? Why do you want to come to Montreal? And now he's starting to think that Coach Bentley is a prophet, that he knew that they were going to be playing Montreal when it mattered most at the end of the year, and that series was so crucial, having to see them play them multiple times at Christmas. And you start to wonder, you know, is this potentially, like you said, maybe a team of destiny, right? Hosting the event. A lot of the players graduating this year. Can they end it in style at home here if they win this set?
Thanks for that, Jared. Always nice to get a behind-the-scenes look, some context.
It's actually remarkable that if that was maybe this full circle come to fruition moment for Ken Bentley, that he was able to source out maybe his best guesses as to who would be at this national championships. Again, coming into this season, only one team knows they're going to national for sure. That's the hosts. So Manitoba's plan, their blueprint for this season from August to this weekend was set in stone.
Outside to LaPointe, and another monster block for Manitoba. That is team block number 10. I believe Bajowski and Katojo are at 5 apiece. What can the Carabins do when the middles for Manitoba are that effective, locking up their attackers? Katojo to serve. Service error from Katojo will hand a point to Montreal.
I just love the fight and the approach from the Manitoba side. They're leading 2-0. They're leading 2-1 now in this set. Eve Katojo, she misses that serve and immediately frustrated. She knows you cannot leave this window cracked open for the Carabins because they will kick it down. And right there is the exact pressure that they are capable of applying to their opponent. On great serve from the middle, Julia Lafreniere acing a very difficult individual in Julia Arnold. 2-2 now, starting this third set.
Another ace for Julia Lafreniere.
Last night in the semifinal, I was amazed at how much pressure the Carabins applied to the Alberta Pandas, the #1 seed in this tournament, from the service line. They picked up 13 aces in just 3 sets. If they can get that facet of their game going here, they could right this ship immediately. But it's the player of the year, Rhea Surings, answering the bell and siding out with a monstrous cross-court kill.
She was chomping at the bit on that attack. That was right in her kitchen, and she's just cooking. Jachukwu now back to serve. Deep serve pass up by Milan. Looking in the middle. Some good opportunity here for the Carabins off the free ball, and they will find the floor. Kaiser Torini.
The Carabins have come out in this third set passing nothing but perfectly on serve receive. For a team with their backs against the wall, they have to execute exactly like that. And for them to come out in a very hostile Manitoba crowd that is getting hungry for this opportunity to win the gold, for them to execute so perfectly has been a phenomenal breath of fresh air for their team, and it's going to be more kills like that that are going to sort of silence this Manitoba crowd and this Bison women's volleyball momentum.
Yeah, nice pipe run in transition there from Florence Cloutier. Georgievich with the serve, pass up from Almonte. Nice deep swing from Badowski as that tags the end line.
Eve Katojo and Brenna Badowski were #1 and #3 respectively in the Canada West Conference in hitting efficiency all season long. They haven't had their numbers called a lot tonight, just 15 attack attempts between the two of them, but each attacking at 40% efficiency.
Surings with a service error as that is wide on the far sideline.
I was a little critical of the Montreal Carabins in that second set where things just didn't seem to go their way. No real luck from their side. A bit of deflated body language. They have come into this third set with none of that. They are back to their aggressive, physical, excited body language. That's exactly what they need right now.
Nice pass by Arnold. Good high contact there from Badowski. Carabin able to corral the send over a free ball. Let's see what Manitoba can do with that opportunity. Almonte, nice slow down by the Carabin block. Looking back to Kaiser Turini, picked up by Manitoba. Almonte off speed, drops it in front of the Carabin defenders.
Such a good set selection there from Sarah McLaughlin. She gave the second team All-Canadian Kaiser Torignier a no-so with no block in front of her, but Manitoba's defense stealing that one from Montreal.
Yeah, converting beautifully. Brenna Badowski now to serve. Pass up from Milan. McLaughlin trying to find some rhythm of her own, but picked up by Manitoba. Nice coverage there by Cloutier. She's now swinging down the line, but out of bounds. It'll go. No contact call with the block. Another solid serve from Badowski, kind of catching the Carabin seam. Cross-court shot from Cloutier is picked up and a net violation called on Manitoba.
We haven't seen any real unforced errors from Manitoba tonight. They have been squeaky clean. That's the first of a ball handling error or a net violation we've seen. You don't want the fatigue or maybe the adrenaline to start tapering off here as this set progresses. It needs to go the other direction. Hopefully that's just a one-off for Manitoba. Coach Olivier Trudel, he runs his fingers through his hair from that missed serve by Kaiser Turignier. He knows that they need to apply pressure with their serve. Letting Manitoba earn 3 points with misses is not their brand of volleyball. He's not happy with that miss.
Almonte now back to serve for U of M. Pass up from Milan. Looking in the middle. Lantinier is picked up by Almonte. Nice pickup there that time by Lapointe. And another block for Manitoba. Another one for Eve Katojo. That is number 6 on her stat sheet.
She can do no wrong, Amber. She is a different level of focus. Such an emotional player. She's the spark for the Manitoba side. She plays at such a high rate of excitement, and she has just channeled that into execution on the blocking side of things.
The serve from Almonte leads to an over bump that is up and out. Andy Almonte with the ace.
Manitoba seems to have settled in this third set, really responding well after trailing the entire third set. Up until this point, they have now awarded themselves a 2-point lead, 9-7, and it is again Almonte to serve.
Another over bump from the Carabin. Looking at back to Surings, cut off by Lapointe, tipped over by McLaughlin. Uchichupu Nice slowdown by the Carabins. Blocked with a dig, goes into no man's land. Bisons with the kill.
I love seeing the Carabin. They came together as a collective 6 on the floor after that kill just to slow things down. I think Coach Olivier Trudel sensed a bit of that pressure really mounting for his Carabin. He's going to elect to intervene himself and take his first timeout of this third set. Manitoba now leading by 3. CBC Sports is the home for university sports in Canada. You are watching the gold medal match for the Women's Volleyball Championships, and what an entertaining match this has been. Now, Amber, the last time the Manitoba Bisons won a national championship was 11 years ago when they won the 2014 Women's Volleyball National Championships in Regina, Saskatchewan. They went into that building and did not drop a set in the national championships, winning 3-0 in the quarterfinal and the eventual final against what were the defending champions in the UBC Thunderbirds. They are hoping to get back into that golden lifestyle here on home court. They're just one set away. On the flip side, Montreal, they've got a long ways to go before they get to taste that glory, but they will not give up. That is not in the DNA of these Carabins. They have been grinding this entire tournament all the way to this final. We'll see how they respond out of this timeout.
Beautiful pass by Milan, going out to Cloutier off the Manitoba blockers and out of bounds. Cloutier picking up the kill. She's now in double digits. That is her 11th kill in the match.
If I'm Manitoba and Montreal calls another timeout, I'm going to put all 3 of my blockers in front of Cloutier. It goes to her every single time, and she scores at will coming out of those timeouts.
Nice deep swing there from Light to Chuku as she goes deep off hands.
Manitoba's hitting efficiency is off the charts, Amber. Uchechukwu picks up her 9th kill, hitting 47%. Surinks, 37%. Podolsky and Katojo, 40%. Montreal, they need an answer for this, and they have it there with another big swing from Florence Cloutier off the hands of the Manitoba block and out. Great response inside out.
Yeah, Cloutier now at 12 kills. She's just getting so much volume. She has a few errors, but most of those are just a solid Manitoba block. But she's not one to throw it out the back or throw it into the net. She's there, old reliable. As I say that, her serve, however, does find the net. Yves Katojo now back to serve. Pass up from Cloutier. Feeding it right back to her in the back row, cut off by Bentley. Surinks ripping on it, and what an assist from Yves Katojo. Bentley out of the equation. Katojo stepping in, taking that second ball and teeing it up splendidly for Rhea Surinks.
That is a perfect example of how talented each and every one of these athletes who made it to this Final 8 national championship are. Their games are so well-rounded. Yves Katojo led the nation in hitting efficiency. She's leading this match in blocks. She can also set. You have to be the best of the best to earn your way to this match.
Surinks taking advantage of that overbump opportunity and throwing it deep into the Carabin backcourt. Lots of scrambles in that rally from the Carabin, and Rhea Surinks just putting it away from traffic. Serve from Katojo, pass up by Milan. Going outside to LaPointe, but yet another block for Manitoba. That one, I believe, was all Light. Lucia Chukwu.
look at that solid Manitoba block. 4 hands in the perfect position. This has been all Manitoba for the last 8 points, Amber, since the Carabins' first timeout. Coach Olivier Trudel is going to take his second and final opportunity to slow the pace of this third set, as Manitoba has been buckled into the driver's seat this entire time. Fans, U Sports wants to hear from you about your viewing experience. Visit usportsfans.ca to join our fan advisory panel. Tell us about yourself and help shape future U Sports Championship broadcasts by giving us your feedback for your chance to win U Sports prizes. Join the U Sports fan panel at usportsfans.ca. Now we've got Jared. You just came from the Montreal bench here. Things are certainly looking like they're slipping away. What's the mindset? How are they hanging in there?
Still looking really positive. Lots of good body language, and I think we got to remember this is the team who basically was left for dead twice last night against Alberta. Totally different scenario. I think obviously back against the wall, you're down 2-0, but I think no matter what, this Montreal team's not going to go away. Now make it easy for Manitoba at the end. If they're going to win, they're going to have to earn it for sure.
Thanks for the update, Jared. Yeah, Montreal has quite a hole to dig themselves out of here, but let's see what Yves Contojo can do from the service line for Manitoba out of that timeout. Pass up from Milan, looking in the middle. That's the side out that Montreal needed. Julia Lantier.
The middle just hasn't been able to be as effective as it has been in previous matches for Montreal, but if they can start to piece things together there, and especially with Julia Lafreniere, she's only got 2 kills on the night. If they can continue to give her some more volume, that could be the X factor that Montreal's desperately looking for right now.
Jechukwu swinging on the right side, dug up nicely by McGloshin. And Georgievich almost from backwards on her heels, trying to keep that ball somewhat in play, catches some fingertips of Manitoba on the block.
Definitely the crowd volume taking a toll on Manitoba's defense. Typically, you'd be able to hear your front row blockers yell touch or no touch, but Andy Almonte's frozen. You can't hear anything. I can barely hear you, Amber, and we're hooked up together by microphone.
Nice transition middle for the Carabins as Kaiser Tourigny throws that one to position 5. Carabins are definitely showing what they're worth here, where it matters most.
Just what we mentioned, Amber. That middle was so effective for them in this tournament and early in this match. They haven't had the opportunity to get there, but when presented, I would love to see the setter McGloshin continue to facilitate the offense through the middle.
Service error there from the Carabins. Also right before that serve, we had a substitution for Manitoba. We have Chelsea Sabenga on the floor in relief of Andy Almonte. Light Uchechukwu back to serve. Pass up from Milan. Flicking it back to Georgievich. Nice slow down by the Bison block. Bentley teeing it up for Sabenga. Chelsea Sabenga coming in off the bench cold, making her presence known.
I love seeing Chelsea Sabenga be rewarded here with a kill in the national final. She is the heart and soul of the Manitoba bench, who we see bring the energy game in and game out. It's been no different for her as the bench boss through these national championships. For her to get rewarded on court with that kill, that's just icing on the cake.
Huge swing and a big dig from Julia Arnold to pick up that attack from LaPointe. Carabins with another opportunity here off that free ball, and a clever kind of power tip off the hands of Kaiser Tourigny. Now a substitution coming on the floor for the Carabins. Number 6, Charlotte Bilodeau. She's coming in to serve for Georgievich. Bilodeau's serve will find the net. Back to serve for Manitoba, number 25, Rhea Surings.
Montreal immediately going with 4 serve receivers against Syrinx's spin serve here, trying to take up more court. It works beautifully as Milan's pass is on the dot, and they run that step to perfection to Miriam Kaiser-Tourigny. Just perfect execution, and the late block of Manitoba has no chance against that beautiful set selection.
Yeah, Carabins couldn't have asked for better in that side out, and it'll bring Florence Lapointe back to serve. Pass up from Sabanga's right on the dot. Badowski, the Bisons answer with a textbook middle side out of their own, that time with Brenna Badowski. And that's what you can do when you start with a perfect pass.
And I just love the response from the setter, Katrina Bentley. You just get scored on in the middle. Here, have a taste of what we can do out of the middle.
Badowski back to serve. Badowski serve, sails a few feet out the back.
Lots of time left here for the Carabins. Just trailing 4. They've got one of their best servers so far tonight in Kaiser-Tourigny. She's already got an ace on the board. We'll see if she can make it 2 at a clutch time.
Pass up by Uchechukwu, back to Syrinx. Dug up by Kaiser-Tourigny in the middle. Another nice transition using the middle, this time with Julia Lantier.
Montreal's defensive system is so unique, Amber. They had Kaiser-Tourigny. Typically the middle plays defensive position 5. Every now and then you might see them play in 6. No, she was in position 1, digging that ball perfectly to allow them to run transition middle.
Nice pass from Uchechukwu, going out to Sabanga, looking down the line, dug up and over by Kaiser-Tourigny. Back to Syrinx on the C-ball run, and just out of bounds it goes as Bilodeau looked like she had to dodge that ball to get out of the way, knowing that it was above the height of her shoulders. And just like that, the Carabins pull within 2, and Coach Ken Bentley has seen enough. He's going to call his first time out of this third set.
Miriam Kaiser-Tourigny, typically when we speak highly of a middle and their influence in response in a match, it comes from the front row, whether it's block or attack. She has single-handedly given the Carabins life here late in this third set from the back row. 2 massive digs from her in the last 2 rallies to extend the play and let her Carabins come up with a point. Just remarkable how these athletes are so capable of contributing in a variety of ways when it is needed most. Amber, it has been so entertaining seeing the nation's best here at Investor Group Athletic Center all weekend long. We call the Canada West Manitoba Bisons home games, but to be able to see all the talent from the RSTEC conference, the AUS conference, OUA, it's just remarkable how impressive collectively the sport of volleyball is in this country.
As we get back underway, there's a substitution for the Carabins. Number 3, Emily Bork coming in to serve for Kaiser-Tourigny. This is an interesting choice here for the head coach of the Carabins, but it's a nice serve. Pass up pretty well by Uchechukwu. Deep attack there from Syrinx. Out now to Cloutier, and she goes in front of the Bison block, and Carabins pull within just 1.
Don't look now, folks, but here the Carabins come, and this is what they did to the Alberta Pandas in the semifinal yesterday. They trailed at one point. It was 19-13 in the first set, Amber. They came all the way back in that first set to win. It's looking eerily similar right now.
And that's what you get when you have a team with no quit. Cloutier goes off the block deep. Syrinx picks it up. Out to Almonte. Nice deep shot and a big dig by Bilodeau. Another opportunity, this time by Katojo, and it goes right into the hands of Julia Lantier. And the Carabins square things up at 19.
That is phenomenal, Amber. They just continue to battle and claw their way into this set. Manitoba once again dipping into their bench to try and find the solution. It's number 7, Ella Gray, checking onto the floor in relief of Laidu Checheplu. And
Bilodeau, or pardon me, Bork serve sails long. the Bisons, with no effort on their own, to break the serve from the Carabins.
I quickly took a peek over to Manitoba's side on that missed serve, and I saw 3 faces of pure relief that service run was over. They got seriously bailed out by Montreal with that missed serve.
Almonte back to serve. Pass up by Bilodeau. Looking in the middle for Lanthier, and it's another kill. Another middle kill for the Carabins, and they've been so effective out of their middle opportunities.
We said it, Amber, at the beginning of this third set, they needed to get active in that middle of the court again. They just were unable to activate those 2 players, and they have been remarkable spearheading this comeback.
And a massive attack from Ella Gray as she rips one down the line, coming in, once again, cold off the bench.
What a luxury both of these teams have to be able to look down their bench and bring in a variety of different athletes and have them succeed no matter what is thrown their way. That is a luxury that only the top 2 teams in the country may be able to have.
Deep attack there by Lanthier is picked up nicely by Almonte. And Rhea Surings going deep off the hands of the Carabins block.
This Manitoba crowd is coming alive again, Amber. They were neutralized for the last 7 or 8 points while Montreal went on their comeback run. Now, putting 2 together in a row for Manitoba, they are back at it, and they are hungry as they are within 3 points of clinching this match and the gold medal.
And a block to follow it up. That looked like it was going to be a beautiful side out by the Carabins, but another well-established Manitoba block on display. That is block number 12 for Manitoba. Pass up from Cloutier. Outside to Cloutier, cross-court shot. The dig from Arnold, up, over, and out. Florence Cloutier says, it's not over yet. Let me see what I can do.
That is such a seriously talented swing there from Florence Cloutier, not shying away or getting timid in this moment when her team is just 2 points away from losing in the national final. She comes out and swings even harder. That is so impressive. And she follows it up with service pressure, leading to an overbump kill for Lapointe. The Florences teaming up to put the 22nd point on the board. Just like that, Manitoba not feeling so comfortable anymore.
And Coach Ken Bentley subbing Light Uchichuku back in for Ella Gray. Pass from Surings goes right into the hands of Georgievich, and they are able to somehow scramble for a free ball, but to no avail as Julia Lanthier transitions once again in the middle.
Ilona Milan had to make just a very technical play at the ball there as that ball just sort of flung over unorthodox from the Manitoba side. Her footwork and ball control were perfect, allowing the Carabins to play in transition there, and just like that, it is going to be first to 2, win by 2 to try and find a winner here in this third set. And that is all of the timeouts for both sides as Coach Ken Bentley, his 39th season and his infinite wisdom, have elected to take at 23 all. Just want to take a moment to catch our breath in this same moment, Amber, as the energy in here is just ramping up, and the Carabins, they are ready to go, exiting that timeout in a hurry. Now, joining us in a hurry is Jared Brown. Jared, you were with Manitoba during that timeout. They're just 2 points away from a gold medal. What's going on?
Interesting. I didn't hear any mention of winning the match. It was just this 1 point, right? Just thinking about getting a side out here, get this point, then 1 hole, but it wasn't. We're 2 points away from a national chip. That was never discussed.
A service ace from the Carabins. They will take the possible set point here away from the Bisons.
So impressive just how mentally strong these Carabins are, how resilient they are. They have just broken this Manitoba side down.
Surings says it's not over yet. 24-24.
We have given so much credit to the Carabins and their resiliency. Let's not forget that in last night's semifinal between Manitoba and the University of British Columbia, Manitoba had to battle a 32-30 third set victory. It was a marathon of a match. That match was 2.5 hours long, Amber, for 4 sets. They're built this way too.
Chloe Ellerbrock in as a service sub there for Katojo. Outside for LaPointe. Ellerbrock with the dig. Bison's able to scramble for a free ball. Let's see what the Carabins can do with it. Outside, LaPointe coming in, just flowing into that attack, and it's what a quality team can do with a free ball. Nice execution.
Sarah McLaughlin is orchestrating a perfect offense right now. She established the middle in that comeback push from Montreal, which has now afforded her the ability to then distribute that ball to the outside for a one-on-one for their kills leader this set in LaPointe.
Syrinx cutting to throw it down the line. McLaughlin having to take the first ball. LaPointe. Arnold laying out for it. Free ball is going to need to go from Manitoba. See what the Carabins can do with it this time. Another big attack from LaPointe, but it does land just out of bounds. You can feel the room erupt thinking that that landed on the line off the block, but it is out. Carabins take this third set 26-24. A phenomenal display of volleyball here at Investors Group Athletic Center. You are watching the 2025 U Sports Women's Volleyball on CBC.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand tout.
This is a call to empower, to unite, and to celebrate the bold in all their glory. It's time to own the ice. Are you ready?
Délaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest, le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est icitout.tv.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
U Sports Men's Volleyball Championship presented by Sunrise Credit Union is headed to the campus of Brandon University March 21st through 23rd. Tickets for that tournament are almost sold out, so visit usportstickets.ca to guarantee your seat. The 2025 U Sports Men's Volleyball Championship presented by Sunrise Credit Union coming to Brandon, Manitoba. Chase the glory.
Jared, you were with Manitoba in what was, I'm sure, a disappointing third set loss. They were so close to gold. What were they talking about?
Coach Sawatsky-Coop just said that she'd like to see them pass the ball a little bit better. They lost their way on reception, and they have to stop Julia Letadie, number 12. She feels like that's the player who's hurting them the most.
We can't agree more, Jared. We were talking so regularly about that middle and how it needed to come back to Montreal's offense, and it came back in a big way, really propelling them to that third set victory.
Pass up there by Milan, looking in the middle. There's Julia Lanthier right on cue for the Carabins.
They haven't slowed her down yet, and I know it's just one opportunity here in this fourth set now, but at some point Manitoba is going to have to slow her up. Amber, at the conclusion of the second set, Julia Lanthier, she had 1 kill. She now has 6 on the afternoon. She's responded in a huge way.
That is a beautiful response from Manitoba. A massive attack from Blake Uchichukwu, forcing the Carabins dig into the hands of Eve Katojo.
On that replay, Amber, I just see how perfectly timed Eve Katojo was there at the net. She got that ball at her peak and flushed it down parallel with the net, virtually undefendable on the Carabins side.
Pass up by Milan. Kaiser Tourigny on the attack now. Surinks powering through the block of the Carabins. Bria Surinks with the kill.
That is her 19th kill. We are just 4 points into this fourth set. The volume that she can handle offensively for Manitoba is astonishing, and she's not just getting those sets, she's putting away nearly half the amount. It's just fantastic to see her work.
Tojo's serve sails out of bounds, but it did not miss by much. That brings Georgievich back to serve now for the Carabins. That trickles over, pass up by Almonte. Badowski, beautiful side out for Manitoba.
You know, I'm seeing this back and forth battle between the top 2 teams in the nation right now. It's sort of drawing my attention back to head coach Olivier Trudel's quote. He said, "Togetherness, hard work, and fun." They are big on all of those things. They have the privilege to play with or together every day, and if they can't have fun doing it, there's no point. And we are seeing that shine through in their approach, enjoying the moment, excelling in the moment, and making life very difficult on the host Bisons. But they pick up a big block at the net there to push this lead to 3 early in the fourth set.
Later Chichukwu back to serve. Pass up by Cloutier. Feeding it to her in the back row, and another block, this time Brenna Badowski. That is block number 15 for Manitoba.
You know, we identified the block as a point of emphasis for Montreal in tonight's final. For Manitoba to really take that and put it on their level of success, it just really makes them so difficult if they're going to operate in such efficient ways on all aspects of this game.
Nice cut off there by Uchichukwu. Free ball sent over by Manitoba. Another opportunity for LaPointe. Another dig by Uchichukwu going outside to Almonte. And finding the floor is Andy Almonte. Nice defensive resiliency from Manitoba. Like Uchichukwu getting 2 big digs off of heavy balls coming from LaPointe. And just like that, Coach Trudel going to call his first time out. The Bisons off to a quick start in set 4.
In 2023, the Manitoba Bisons sort of started with this core group, a little bit of their success and their run. They lost in a national semifinal to the eventual champions in 2023, the UBC Thunderbirds, and it was a point of emphasis for the Bisons after that loss, where they sort of came to the realization that their fitness level needed to be better as an identity with their team. They found themselves worn out through 2 matches of the national finals in that moment. They then went on to lose the bronze place game to Dalhousie, and they said they were just out of gas. So they came back after the 2023 season and demanded more cardiovascular training, just more work ethic in the gym. And as a collective group, led by the leadership core of this Bison team, they have become gym rats and have demanded more time in the gym, more hard work, and have just began loving it. And that has poised them for moments like this, championships like this, where they are in a dogfight against a similar fit level, mental capacity of the Montreal Carabins, where they're just so gritty. And there they are responding once again out of a Coach Trudel timeout with a kill. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, LaPointe has been on the hunt for that kill. Finally comes to fruition on that attack. She's now back to serve for her spot. Pass up from Almonte. Bentley giving her right back to her. Off-speed shot scooped up by Cloutier. Back row attack by Georgievich, recycled off the block. Out to Cloutier once again, cut off by Arnold to Surinks. Cutting down the line is Rhea Surinks. What a smart shot selection from the third-year Rhea Surinks. She'll now have back to serve for her spot. Pass up by Milan. Going out to Cloutier. Nice slowdown by the Bisons, block, but not enough jump off the defensive dig. Cloutier picking up yet another kill. She is leading her squad with 16.
She has been the leader for the Carabin offense, and when the going gets tough, they just continue to lean on her more and more. We'll see what her volume looks like. She's already the attempt leader for Montreal. I'd imagine it's only going to grow that margin as this match continues.
In the middle, and then right into the hands of Cloutier, but a net violation called on the Carabins.
Just an unfortunate result in that rally. It looked like Montreal was once again mounting a bit of that comeback and really closing the gap. But that net violation on the overbump from Cloutier shuts that down to an abrupt halt. Manitoba very lucky to be the benefit of that mistake.
Serve Budowski causing some trouble, for the Carabin. Free ball sent over. Budowski teeing it up for Almonte. Deep cross court picked up by the Carabin. And Lanthier squeaking around the Bison's block. That's the exact trouble player that Coach Sawatsky-Coop identified, and another kill for her on display there.
Manitoba did a better job. They had two blockers in front of her, expecting that set in transition, but her arm was just too fast, beating the Manitoba block to the spot and putting it through the block rather than around it.
Almonte going off the block and out of bounds. You can see there that the Carabin blockers are paying a lot of attention to Eve Katojo, opening up a lane for Andy Almonte. Almonte now back to serve. Pass up by Milan, by Milan. Oh, and some miscommunication from the Carabin. Out to Surinks on the C-ball run, scooped up by LaPointe, flicking it back now to Georgievich. And the one-handed dig by Milan keeps that rally alive. Out to Uche Chukwu, and a massive block. That is a tandem of Lanthier and Georgievich, putting a wall in front of the fifth year outside.
That rally was only alive because of Ilona Milan working so hard, so active on defense when her teammates are attacking. She has scooped ball after ball off of the floor to keep rallies alive, and that one there is kudos to her.
Huge attack there by Uche Chukwu, but it's a net violation called on the Carabin. That'll bring Katrina Bentley back to serve for Manitoba. Pass up by Milan. Back row attack now from Cloutier, cut off by Bentley. And now a center line violation called on Manitoba. Some confusion from the Bisons, but it will be Carabin point.
I think we're starting to see the fatigue set in on day number 3 of an incredibly high energy, exhausting tournament. Now these unforced errors are starting to compound for both sides.
Big recycle off the block for the Carabin. Another opportunity cut off by Almonte, going outside to Sturings as she cuts in. And a diving save from Cloutier, feeding it out now to LaPointe, but a block from Yves Pitojo. Pitojo is a force at the net. That is block number 8 for number 23, Pitojo.
She is having the game of her life, Amber. So active in the front row, putting up a solid block no matter whose number is called for Montreal.
She's now back to serve for the Bisons. Pass up from Milan goes right into the hands of Rhea Sturings. That's just too easy from the Carabin, and Sturings is going to punish you for that opportunity.
The U Sports back-to-back Player of the Year has had over 1,000 kills in her university career in just 3 seasons. None of them have come quite as easy as that one.
Pass up from Cloutier. Flicking it back to Georgievich. Georgievich going off the Bison's block and out of bounds. Carabin have some work to do here in set 4, but we saw what happened in set 3. They are known to be a come-from-behind team.
Yeah, this is not a position they are worried about. This is not an unfamiliar territory for them, and they have their best server at the line to try and apply that pressure. And just as it seems to always be, Georgievich goes to the end line and starts a run for her Carabin side. Georgievich back to serve once again.
Pass up from Almonte out to Sturings. A cross-court bomb off the hand of Rhea Sturings.
When in doubt, go to your number 1 attack option, and despite having 2 blockers well established in front of Sturings, she's just too strong, too quick, chopping that ball cross-court with authority.
Laidu Chichuku back to serve. Pass up by Milan. And some confusion on the Carabin offense. They'll send over a free ball. Sturings with the one-on-one as that ball explodes into the stands. Rhea Sturings.
You cannot lose the assignment of Rhea Sturings like the Carabin did there. Leaving her a one-on-one is always going to result in a kill. So much power behind that ball for Rhea Sturings, earning her 23rd kill in 3.5 sets worth of volleyball in this gold medal match.
Pass up from Bentley, going out to Sturings. Looking down the line, picked up by Milan. Her squad were corralling it for Cloutier, trying to get an attack on it, but it was just a few inches out of bounds. The Bisons reestablishing control here in set 4. And just like that, Coach Olivier Trudel will take his second and final timeout.
Fans, U Sports wants to hear from you about your viewing experience. Visit usportsfans.ca to join our fan advisory panel. Tell us about yourself and help shape future U Sports Championship broadcasts by giving us your feedback for your chance to win U Sports prizes. Join the U Sports fan panel at usportsfans.ca. I hope we've got a lot of fans tuning in to this national final here at Investors Group Athletic Center. We are at capacity for tonight's match in-house, Amber. This Investors Group Athletic Center, it was built to host the 1999 Pan Am Games and has been just a shining star of a venue for a variety of events since then. Maybe none more than this sporting event right now. The capacity is 2,800 people And this event sold out. The gold medal match sold out by noon today. You could not get a walk-up ticket. You could not buy online after 12 p.m. Full barn trying to see Manitoba win on home soil. They're getting closer as their lead is now 7 points in this fourth set.
Pass up by Milan. Outside to LaPointe. The cross-court shot from LaPointe is a bit wide on that far sideline, but it did not miss by much.
That's a great swing from LaPointe. Unfortunate that it just missed the sideline. It didn't have a lot of true topspin to really bring it down into the court. LaPointe, she was the kills per set leader for the Carabins in the conference season. We'll see if they call her number again. There she is with that attack attempt.
But a big block from Manitoba shuts her down.
That's Brenna Badowski just getting her hands up in time, closing that block with a reach. And that ball didn't have a fraction of an inch to spare to catch that sideline for the stuff block. The Bisons have the Carabins doubled now in this fourth set.
Pass up by Milan, going outside to the points. Nice slowdown by the Bison block. Teeing it up here for Surings, recycled off the Carabin block. Almonte swinging away now, looking deep and tagging the line. It does. Andy Almonte with the kill. Pass up by Milan, puts McLaughlin on the run, popped over, and a bit of a flub off the hand of LaPointe, but it catches the Bison's defenders off guard.
Great side out from the Carabins as they desperately needed to shut down that run of Manitoba. You know, in some circumstances, Amber, we might start talking about too little, too late. That cannot be a conversation when the Montreal Carabins are involved. They thrive in these moments. We'll see what Florence LaPointe can do from the service standpoint.
Nice pass by Almonte, connecting with Brenna Badowski. Textbook side out from Manitoba.
Such a crisp run from Katrina Bentley, all started by the perfect pass. Two blockers up, it doesn't matter. Badowski does what she does best and puts another kill on the board.
Rhea Surings back to serve. Service error from Surings. Kaiser Tourigny back to serve now for the Carabins. Pass out from Ute Chukwu, looking outside to Almonte, and a disciplined swing from Andy Almonte. Perfect execution for Manitoba.
You know, Rhea Surings has been strong all match long for Manitoba. Ute Chukwu really led for their outsides in the first set and a half. It's now Almonte's turn to step up as she goes back-to-back kills for Manitoba. So many options on the Bison's offense.
Tricky serve there from Badowski, causing some troubles for the Carabins. Nice dig up from the Carabins. And Eve Patojo finding the answer they've been looking for Julia Lanthier.
Another stuff block for Katojo. She is off the charts with defensive production at the net. Manitoba just 3 points away now from this national championship title.
Pass up by Milan, going out to Coutier, picked up nicely by Ute Chukwu. Deep swing, picked up by LaPointe. Coutier another opportunity. And she will find that far sideline. Coutier not shying away yet.
That's a great disciplined shot from Cloutier. She was very active defensively, covering for the tip and working really hard to get outside the court, get an approach despite her defensive assignment beforehand takes a little bit off that swing, but with perfect precision.
McLaughlin here to serve. Pass up from Almonte, flicking it back to Surings. Deep swing is picked up by McLaughlin. Recycled off the Bison's block. Another opportunity from Georgievich. And that drops past the Bison blockers. Georgievich finding a way to sneak through. McLaughlin serve passed up by Uche Chukwu out to Almonte. Deep swing does tag the corner of the Carabins court. Andy Almonte has been going to that shot over and over again, and Carabins don't have an answer.
She has now earned points 21, 22, and 23 for her Manitoba Bisons. All three of her front row rotations were courtesy of her. She's now at the back line to serve.
Passed up by Cloutier, feeding it right back to her, tipping. Katojo picking it up and causing confusion for the Carabins. What a play. There was no Bison's defender in sight covering behind that block. That was a play Keith Katojo needed to make, and just like that, Manitoba has possible match point in this gold medal final.
Every individual in this building is standing right now, Amber. So excited for this opportunity. It's not going to be this one, as that serve ticks off of the tape and wide of the court. Manitoba, they're going to have a plethora of match point opportunities here. It's Florence Cloutier back to serve.
Pass up from Uche Chukwu. Going outside, Uche Chukwu swinging deep, just long. Pass up from Uche Chukwu right into the hands of Cloutier, and it is, or pardon me, that was Lanthier, but it's a net violation called on Katojo. You can feel the excitement and the urgency from Manitoba in this room. They are just desperate to close it out.
You can't get ahead of yourself if you're Manitoba. You've still got 9 opportunities here, but never say never. It's going to be the Manitoba Bisons gold on home court at the 2025 Women's U Sports National Championships. 3-1 over the Montreal Carabins. This has been years in the making for the Manitoba Bisons, and they have done it. And there is no place like home, Amber, for them to capture their first gold medal in 11 years.
What a romantic finish for the Manitoba Bisons. They are in a heap of tears and celebration on the floor, and for the Carabins, a disappointing finish, but what a final gold medal match, and what a proud display of U Sports women's volleyball.
This entire tournament has been phenomenal. We have seen the best of the best that this country has to offer here at Investors Group Athletics Center, battling out some real classics en route to the medal matches. Congratulations to all teams that were able to qualify for this championship and make it into the big stage. It is Manitoba that will get to put that gold medal around their neck. We get some great visuals as the team collectively receives their championship hats. Just went one of many pieces and memories that they will go home with after this moment, and they will live forever as champions in the 2025 U Sports National Championship. That is now their 8th national title, Amber. They have now established themselves as the lone #2 overall program for national championship titles. They are now only behind the UBC Thunderbirds, who have 14. But kudos to Manitoba Bisons. And we have to give credit, as we see this handshake line, the respect for one another between the Bisons and Carabins. Gritty, determined resilience from the Montreal Carabins all tournament long. They came from behind in their semifinal in 2 of the 3 sets to sweep the #1 overall seeded Alberta Pandas, who had won 22 straight matches up until that point. They battled in the quarterfinal, needed to scrape out a 17-15 fifth set victory over their opponent, McMaster Marauders, in the first round. It has just been a remarkable tournament for them. They do come up a little bit short, but nothing to hang their heads about, being the 2nd best team in the nation this season. That is now their 2nd U Sports silver medal at Nationals, last in 2008 and now in 2025.
Now, Jared, you sat down and put your headset on. I feel like you have a couple 2 cents you want to add to the broadcast. What do you got to say?
You know, I've had the opportunity to attend 3 national championships as a coach, twice on the Val, once on McMaster. Been a part of now 6 broadcasts as an announcer, and you know, in none of those championships that I was a part of did the host team ever win. And it's truly something remarkable. I think this is an experience that every single person in this building will remember forever, whether they were a player, a coach, a fan, a relative, a volunteer. It really is just almost a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And I think last night, that semifinal was probably the match of the year. I think a lot of people would probably guess that that's one of the better volleyball games they've ever seen. And then tonight, you know, Montreal, I think a lot of people assumed after they knocked off Alberta last night that maybe this would be an easier game for Manitoba. I don't think that was the case at all. I think this Montreal team was every bit worthy and deserving of being in the final. They played their absolute hearts out. They never quit in any situation. And even here, I mean, what was it, 24-12? And they still rattle off 4 more points in a row. They just never went away. And I mean, I think ultimately, once Manitoba got to this final, I don't know if there's anyone who was ever going to beat them. If they were going to lose, it would have been on Friday or Saturday. And now that they're here, this reception, like I said, nobody has left. It's going to take 3 hours to get out of the parking lot. There's only one exit out of this place, and everyone's going to be waiting to go in the same spot. Really just incredible. Manitoba played amazing, but I think full credit to Montreal for an unbelievable tournament. And like I said, this is something that one of the best atmospheres I've ever seen for any sport, not just for volleyball. It's awesome.
We are just hanging tight as these teams get themselves situated for the awards presentation. First and foremost, it's going to be the Mikasa Players of the Game that will be announced. So many options to choose from, Amber. There were phenomenal performances on both sides of the ball. It's going to be Tyler Johnson, the U Sports representative, handing out the gold medal Mikasa Players of the Game.
Getting the nod for the Carabins, their setter, number 10, Sarah McLaughlin. She had 43 assists in tonight's match, 6 digs, and really put together a dynamic offense for the Carabins. A very well-deserved nod for her. No surprise here, the player of the game for Manitoba, number 25, Rhea Sturings, totaling 23 kills, only 3 errors on 50 total attempts. She had an absolute field day of a game, hitting above 400, 10 digs to boot. A phenomenal performance from Rhea Sturings.
That's just a dream for any young athlete that I think we've all had if you played sports growing up, to be and have your name called in front of the home crowd for a championship win. That moment for Rhea Sturings is so well deserved. Congratulations to her and to the setter, McLaughlin.
Now Julia Arnold getting a tournament all-star nod as she goes up to receive her prize, a very well-deserved recognition for the Libero of the Year for Canada West, Julia Arnold. And another not surprising recognition, the setter, number 12, Katrina Bentley. Now there's a little bit of poetry here as well. These two are stepsisters. They grew up together. Katrina Bentley is Ken Bentley's daughter. They were a volleyball household through and through, and getting this finish for them must be a dream come true.
Outside hitter from Montreal, the Montreal, number 8, Florence Cloutier.
Florence Cloutier from Montreal also getting a tournament all-star nod.
She was so great all tournament long, Amber, and anytime the Carabins needed a kill or an ace or a dig, it was number 8 who came up with that production. That is exactly what you want and expect out of your 5th-year captain. Amazing tournament from Cloutier.
Also getting the tournament all-star recognition for Montreal, number 19, Milicia Georgievich. A phenomenal performance from her during this tournament. A little quieter today, but what a national tournament for Georgievich. And number 25 from Manitoba, Rhea Surings.
There's not much more to say about Rhea Surings that hasn't already been said. She has been phenomenal all season long and really put her stamp on this match.
Also not in the house, but getting the nod, number 6 from Alberta, the middle blocker, Ali Moore.
Well deserving. I thought Moore played awesome for Alberta all weekend.
Also getting the nod, number 23, Eve Katojo, after an absolute block party in tonight's match.
She saved the best for last in this tournament, didn't she, Amber? She had 9 total blocks, almost double-digit blocks in 4 sets. She also added 3 kills and a service ace.
Your tournament MVP for the 2025 Women's Volleyball U Sports National Championship Tournament is from Manitoba, Rhea.
And getting the tournament MVP from Manitoba, number 25, Rhea Surings. And the crowd erupts into the classic MVP chant as they honor their hometown hero.
There's not much left for Rhea Surings to put on her trophy case. She has been the 2-time U Sports Player of the Year. She was the U Sports Rookie of the Year in her first. Just another feather in her cap that will only continue to blossom just in her 3rd season of U Sports eligibility. Congratulations to her.
We are about to get underway with the presentations for the silver medal.
It is the Montreal Carabins, your 2025 U Sports Women's Volleyball silver medalists. Congratulations to them as they continue to be awarded their medals. Number 2, Anouk Mathieu Van Rossum. Number 3, Hemalie Bork. Number 4, Florence Lapointe. Number 6, Charlotte Bilodeau. Number 7, Ilona Milan. Number 8, Florence Cloutier. Number 9, Nohami Hamon. Number 10, Sarah McLaughlin. Number 11, Charlotte Galland. Number 12, Julia Lathenier. Number 14, Naomi Babi. Number 15, Miriam Kaiser-Tourigny. Number 16, Florence Sigmen. Number 17, Una Zuba. Number 18, Virginie Angiolini. And number 19, Milica Georgievich. And of course, head coach Olivier Trudel and assistants Jean-Laurent, Alex Ganger, Clémence Provas-Lucier, and Olympe Desmonts.
They'll take a moment and get their team photo.
I just love the smiles on these players' faces. There is absolutely no reason to hold your head down when you are the number 2 team in the country, and in the fashion that they battled to get to this moment. The second silver medal in program history, and this is number 2 consecutive national championships attended by this team. This core roster will primarily be returning next season. Maybe third time will be a charm for them if they're able to capture a berth to the 2026 national championships. They also have now won 7 of the previous 10 RSEQ conference championships, so they are certainly trending in the direction of being a perennial attendee at these national championships.
It's now time to present the gold medals to your 2024-25 U Sports National Champions, your Manitoba Bisons!
And now, getting awarded their gold medals, the Manitoba Bisons. Number 1, Bethany Carter. Number 2, Addison Neal. Number 4, Ella Gurr. Number 6, Emma Benson. Number 7, Ella Gray. Number 9, Light Uchichukwu. Number 10, Chelsea Sabenga. Number 11, Chloe Ellerbrock. Number 12, Katrina Bentley. Number 13, Andy Almonte. Number 14, Julia Arnold. Number 16, Julia Horn. Number 17, Avendea Plett. Number 20, Elia Falcone. Number 21, Cameron Van Wellingham. Number 23, Eve Katojo. Number 24, Alexandria Hape. Number 25, your MVP, Rhea Surinks. Number 27, Brenna Podolsky. Now, I also want to highlight that on this Manitoba roster, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Manitobans representing, and 10 of them from Winnipeg. This is truly their home court.
Your assistant coaches, Michelle Sawatsky-Coop.
Of course, we can't forget to recognize the amazing coaches for Manitoba. Head coach Ken Bentley in his 39th season, assistant coaches Michelle Sawatsky-Coop, Jim Grape, and Tyler Chartier.
I think Light's going to have some pretty good memories when she's done her career as a volleyball player, whenever that may be. Obviously, she's done her 5 years. I don't know, pursuing playing after this, but winning the Canada Games in this gym in 2017 with Team Manitoba, and now winning a national championship here in 2 of the best atmospheres I've ever been a part of in the same building.
Yeah,
just
Light,
special.
Absolutely, Jared. And Light was planning on graduating after last season, but she came back to play her 5th year of eligibility, and she's got to be grateful she did. To have a finish like that with the team that she has played with for several years now, it's just a poetic finish.
Our in-house announcer, Joey Slattery, has now directed everybody's attention to the stage as we will now progress to the trophy and banner presentation to your 2025 U Sports Women's Volleyball Champions, the Manitoba Bisons. They've got the president of the University of Manitoba, Michael Benarosh, up there with the University of Manitoba's athletic director, Gene Muller. A couple of the biggest movers and shakers here from the University of Manitoba are on site to present the trophy and banner. And how sweet it is that they get to present it to student athletes of their own, being the hosts, Manitoba. They came in, Amber, the number 3 seed, bronze medalists in their conference season, but this was truly their goal all year long. Look at that celebration. It doesn't get better than that in team sports. As the confetti falls, the trophy is hoisted, and the smiles will be on their faces for days. You know, that banner will join the other 7 that still hang in this gym and will be the 8th to add to the total. Very well deserved by this group that has been so solid for years.
Now, what an amazing conclusion to the 2025 U Sports Women's Volleyball season as the Manitoba Bisons, like you said, Adam, win their 8th volleyball championship for women's, and we are just so thankful that you've been along for the experience with us here on CBC Sports. Now, before we sign off, we would like to take a quick opportunity to thank some of the amazing people who worked very hard to bring you these broadcasts, as well as the coverage of women's volleyball all season long. The executive producer of U Sports on CBC is John Bauer. The broadcast advisor is Mike Brannigan, who we wish an outstanding retirement after a long and glorious sports broadcasting career. The U Sports graphics coordinator is Aaron McPherson. Broadcast production assistant is Marianne Tardif. The video producers are Neville Medill and Sarah Saeed. Stats done by John Edwards and traffic by Tyler Mulligan. Now, our U Sports on CBC streaming partner, ISI Live, includes Matt Copeland, Vice President of Network Operations and Support, Operations Specialist Caitlin DeMaronzi, Broadcast Specialist Justin Hoyler, and CEO Baines Narui. Local production provided by the University of Manitoba. The director of U Sports Women's Volleyball Championship on CBC has been Neil Noonan. Audio graphics and replay by Jackson Braun, Jonathan Elson, and Sam Bell. Camera operators Rebecca Smith, Charlie Feener, Danielle Langley, Grace Ross, Eden Quiring, Achilles Barras, Carson Croker, Caitlin Garill, and Brogan Warwick. A special thank you to Volleyball Canada game officials and the University of Manitoba for organizing this championship, and a big shout out to the Bison Sports Information Department, including Neil Noonan and Mike Still, as well as the sports information professionals across Canada for all their help. Thank you to my broadcast partners here, Jared Brown, Josh Karsgaard, and Adam Dionker for all of their work this weekend. And finally, thank you to you, our fans, for your amazing support of U Sports Volleyball across Canada all season long and throughout this championship. We invite you to continue watching U Sports on CBC. The next weekend, it is the 2025 U Sports Men's and Women's Hockey and Men's Volleyball Championships. Our coverage gets underway on Thursday with the University Cup and Women's Hockey Championships, while the Men's Volleyball Tournament gets underway on Friday. Check your local listings and usports.ca for game and channel distribution. So, for the final time, on behalf of U Sports on CBC crew here in Winnipeg, this is Amber Mayer reminding you of the final score of today's gold medal game. The Bisons win the U Sports Championship, defeating Montreal 3-1. Goodbye, everyone.
U Sports on CBC, presented by les championnats U Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Veraburn Medical Supplies, Les Bagues Baron Rings, APAR, and by BioSteel.